sacred geometry is so cool of a pine cone. This is a button down I've been working on, inspired by the World Tarot card. I finished this half this morning. I'm gonna save this part to do for later tonight maybe. I'll see how far I can get. Oh boy. Hello, I'm in my workroom. Today I'm going to see if I can pull together a Halloween costume. It's Monday, Halloween is on Friday. I don't really have plans. A lot of stuff is going on though this weekend because my sister's birthday is the day before Halloween. So I'm definitely going to be doing stuff with her, and some of it might be Halloween related. It would be good if I had a costume, and also I just love making myself a costume every year. And I missed the past few years, and I just don't want another year to go by without me making myself a costume. So I was feeling kind of blue about it this past weekend, and then I realized like I still have some time. I do have the ability to sew. I do have fabric here, so I'm gonna try my best to make this work, and I thought vlogging it would be fun. The idea that I'm going with is going to be making a simple witch costume with a ton of floral linen fabric. I got this a while ago for a different project that I had in mind. That was also a bit of a costume, but I know I'm not going to do that. So here's the drawing I came up with. The idea is I'm just going to make a cute skirt and a cute top out of this fabric for me to have in my wardrobe. And then I'll also make a matching witch hat. And I picked this costume because I didn't have to spend any money compared to the other costumes that I was thinking about, where I would have had to spend a ton of money on materials, thrifting, all that stuff, time and energy. This one I think is achievable, and even if I run out of time and I only get around to making the top and the skirt, then it's not like a wasted project because they're just clothes. It's not really like costume pieces, just all together it'll look like a costume, is what I'm thinking. And I have a little black cat, and I can wear my Victorian boots that I don't wear enough. I'm already getting overheated. I'll show you the patterns that I have. I already cut out the skirt. This is the skirt pattern that I'm using. I'm actually going to do a length that's between these two, something, I don't know, like above the ankle or higher than that, just a little bit longer than knee length and a little bit shorter than floor length. This is going to be easy. I know I can finish this today. The shirt that I'm thinking, I do love this one with the dagger collar. I had originally thought something kind of Victorian would be fun with big puff sleeves that kind of taper down. Like, I'm also thinking something a little bit 80s could be fun. I have this crazy pattern. This could be fun. This could be witchy. Would I wear a floral blouse like this in my everyday life? Possibly. I'm not sure. I'm gonna set this aside. And I do have this one, which is a little bit more of a demure version of that other one, or like, it's a version of it that's just like a normal blouse. And I kind of like the one that ties with a little sailor back. I feel like that could be cute, but I do love the dramatic collared ones as well with the puff sleeves. So I'll set this aside. And even if I don't get around to sewing that today, I can at least cut it out. I'm just going to get straight into it with sewing the skirt because I feel like that'll feel good to have done. As far as the hat goes, I'm going to find my tried and true hat pattern that I use to make like bucket hats and sun hats. And I thought, well, for the brim, I could choose one of the more wider brimmed hats, and then I'll just have to figure out how to make a cone. And the fabric's kind of floppy, but I'm just going to interface all of it. Or I have some stiffer, like, I think it's used for hat making or maybe for bag making. I have like a stiff netting that I could use for the structure of the hat, but I'll get to that when I get to that. First things first, I'm just going to get into sewing the skirt and maybe cutting out the top. I have just about finished my skirt. I hemmed it. It's rather long, and I just have to sew a hook and eye on the back, which sometimes I put off and don't do right away, but I know if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. I'll just try this on real fast. Okay. It's not crazy tight, which is good for me. Yeah, so I'm just going to add a hook and eye in the back, and I think that'll make it feel more secure. The length is pretty long. I did end up making it quite long. It's not floor length, but I have some new thoughts about the top. Now that the skirt's done, I'm going to be moving on to the linen top. I'm excited that the skirt fit me well because I can use that pattern again and again because a simple skirt is so useful. I definitely want to make another version of it in a more autumnal winter fabric, something a little heavier than linen, like corduroy, twill, stuff like that. The thing about these two patterns, I really like them both. I can see myself wearing these in everyday life. My vision has the top being a little bit more well-fitted, so I pulled out some other patterns. I have this dress pattern. This is like an 80s or 90s dress. I like the collar, I like the puff sleeve, and I like how fitted it is, and I wonder if I can make this into a top and it would have some kind of like peplum with the skirt. That's an option, but it might be a bit too fit. I don't know. I don't like a peplum that's like too tight, but I like a lower ruffle on a top. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm intrigued by this one. This is kind of a similar situation where it's a dress that I would maybe turn into a top. The only thing is this one's like a v-neck, which I do tend to avoid v-necks. I just don't like them that much. I'm much more of a square neck person. Maybe for that reason alone, I can eliminate this one. And then the other thing I have is this pattern, which is like a jacket dress or a skirt jacket combination. And I was thinking it could be fun to make the long jacket version, but with a puff sleeve, because it's a bit of like a fit top, and I don't know, I just feel like that could be cool, but I don't know how wearable that would be in my everyday life. So I have to think about what I want to do and then get started. I made this cookie to celebrate Lewis and I's 4-year anniversary. Today I want to get a lot of stuff done. Ideally, I'll get the top and the hat done, and I cut out the pieces yesterday. Well, most of the pieces. I have a facing, I have a sleeve band, the sleeve, which will be a large puff sleeve, and then the front and the back. I was going to cut out the skirt as a peplum, but I decided to just wait and see how this top part fits me. And I also did add a sliver of extra fabric along the side seam because I'm a little afraid that it might be small on me. Interestingly enough, there's no darts. Yeah, it's just like a straight piece. I'm just going to cut my own strip of fabric out to be the peplum once I sew the general shape of the top and I know that it fits okay. I feel like I can do this fairly quickly, and Drew is always just like snooping around when I'm filming videos. Once I finish the top, I can work on the hat. So I'm just gonna get started sewing. All I need to do now is add a zipper in the back and stitch the back up, and then figure out how long I want the peplum to be, maybe like ear, I think. So I have to cut that fabric and then make the ruffle. But I'm almost done with this and it fits pretty well. It feels good. It is a lightweight linen, so it doesn't really make sense for me to incorporate this into a fall wardrobe, but I feel like there's ways to make it work. Same with the skirt, like they're probably gonna make more sense for me to wear in the spring and summer next year, but I'm still having a good time sewing, and I feel like I could also possibly layer things underneath. I'm gonna start with this one, the brim of the hat, and then I just need to make like a cone shape to be a witch hat. For now, I'm gonna cut the brim out and then I'll kind of experiment. These are gonna be the brims of the hat, and I put fusible interfacing on them, just the kind that you iron on to make them stiffer so that the brim can move around a bit. So I'm gonna sew these together, try to figure out how to do the cone shape. Here's the cone. I'm just going to sew the brim on. It's pinned right now, and then it's going to be mostly done. I think it's gonna be cool. The last thing I'm doing before I show you my finished witch costume is finishing this beaded wand that I started years ago, probably in 2020. It's not the most professional beaded wand. It's literally strings of beads on wire that I'm hot gluing to a stick that I forged. So this has been sitting around in my closet for a while. I have a bead spinner here with more brown beads. I'm stringing them onto a wire, and now I'm going to wrap it around the wands, hot gluing it slowly, trying my best to make sure the hot glue doesn't show through, but it's kind of tricky. It's not the end of the world though if it's not perfect. It's just something for me, kind of symbolically, to have an ace of wands because I have an ace of swords that I made, and I'd love to have all of the objects to complete my magician's table, all of the symbols that represent the different elements that are in the tarot cards: a wand, a sword, a pentacle, and a cup. Right now I just have a sword and a wand. I did make a pentacle at one point, but I ended up selling it, so I have to remake one for myself, and as soon as I finish this, I can show you how the whole costume came out. Part of me also wants to make a mini witch hat or a couple mini witch hats for my cats. I don't think Drusilla will take to it very well, so that's why I'm like maybe just one for Uzi, because he would let me put a hat on him. Drusilla not as much, and a cape would be pretty cute too, because I do have some leftover fabric, but we'll see if I end up getting around to that. First the wand, and then I'll show you how everything came out. I'm pretty excited that I did manage to pull together a Halloween costume and also make myself a couple new pieces of clothing that will be great for the spring and summer. Here is the full ensemble. I have my American Duchess boots, my finished beaded ace of wands, my witch hat. The top and skirt I'm definitely going to wear as normal clothing. Drusilla here, who's my little familiar, my witch's familiar. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another video. Happy Halloween. Bye.